right? And maybe it's just one or two things. Like, what do you need from the world around you? And you write it down. So, I need to learn I need someone to teach me how to make a good pie. I don't know. I'm writing it down with ink that doesn't work. I need someone to teach me how to make a good pie. So that's your first step, right? Then from there, the key thing is that you have to give that to yourself. So how do you do that? You pretty much say, I promise to create the opportunity to learn how to make a good pie. I promise to myself, I promise I will create the opportunity to make a good pie. I promise. And so you make a promise to yourself. Do that 10 times. Make that promise to yourself and do it 10 times and write it down. Now, I did this. And so everything I've done, like I told you, I've done already, or I'm doing it with you. Okay. So I did this. And what I found interesting in this process is that when you are writing it down, you want to feel it. You want to feel the emotions of that, of what that means. It's really easy to say all the things that you need, but then when you take responsibility for committing to making that happen, it's a totally different world, because now you realize, oh, it's up to me. Like, I need to make the way for this. Like, if I really, really want this, can I make this commitment to myself? And then realizing that it takes work to make this kind of commitment to yourself. And so when you realize the energy that it takes for you to then commit to yourself and make that promise to yourself and see yourself follow through on that promise, you understand, like, oh, this is like a thing. This is real, and this is work involved. So the first thing is to figure out what it is that you need, right? What are those needs that need to be met? Whether it's honesty from people, right? I need people to be honest with me. I need people to be forthright and forthcoming. Well, you need to promise that to yourself. I promise to be honest with myself. I promise to be forthright with honesty. I promise not to make lies of omission to myself. And write that down 10 times. Feel what that means to make that commitment to yourself. It's a beautiful feeling, but there's a shift that happens when you do that. You realize that now you become more protective of your space and the energy around you. You realize at that point, the game changes. So there you go. All right, I see a question here. How do you all recognize what you need when you need to attract something new into your life? How do you all recognize when you need to attract something new into your life? I can answer this for myself. It's when I'm uncomfortable, when I'm unhappy, when I realize something is amiss, if I don't feel like I'm truly living up to my full potential, if I feel like there is more. Burnout is good too. Burnout, because that means you're putting your energy somewhere that it's not replenishing you. Burnout is a great example of, like, you're giving and something is not replenishing. And so you need to find a way that brings all that juiciness back. And so understanding that you have needs that need to be met helps to bring that juiciness back. And that means you need to promise yourself that you're willing to meet those needs, because if you're willing to do that for yourself, it also sets the standard of how the kind of people that will be in your life as well. Like, I'm committed to telling the truth, and I'm committed to telling the truth to myself. So therefore, if someone comes into my life who doesn't want to be honest, that happened to me, I can't be around them. And it's really quick and easy to identify.